Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you, not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Then lock your door. 5, 6, gonna cruise up this.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome everybody to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you.
And Scotty Boner with you guys.
We are
The Blood Brothers.
And
The Rob.
Unilio. Zarab. I'm finally, you guys can finally hear me this week.
It's the Rob, a hunky hunk of jello.
What's that?
I don't know. That song, The Blob.
Oh, the Blob, the Rob. I don't know if I ever heard that one really.
I don't know. It was some show we did at the theater, some kid show.
Oh, it must have been one that you directed because I don't remember that. Was that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
No, it was like a horror little.
Oh, like the Ransom of Emily Jane?
Yeah, I don't know what it was called. The Blob, probably.
Oh, yeah. Something like that.
I don't know.
The Ransom of Emily Jane?
Yeah.
That's the name of a melodrama. It's a melodrama.
Yeah, it's a melodrama
Like
kids show.
Like Alias Smedley Putrid.
Alias the villain of Glitter Gulch. Such these like plays were written, back in the day, 90s, probably early 80s, late 80s, or earlier. Yeah, probably earlier than that. And they're good. They're good plays for kids. They're funny. They're witty. Showtime on the Showboat. That's a good one. Yeah. Anyways,
we're finally into widescreen.
Widescreen. Oh yeah,
we're into widescreen.
We're in the past 2010.
All right, Rob, did you watch Axis of Evil?
No.
What the dude? You bought the fucking thing.
Yeah, I know. I've been very busy, Danny.
I am going on record and saying
This is bad, Rob.
I'm legitimately getting annoyed that you're not watching the movies. Going on record saying that.
I just paid $7 to watch the real movie.
I'm saying
We had that on
putting
recording.
It out there. Just putting it out there.
It's on the record. It's recorded.
You need to watch the damn movie.
Okay.
Or fans will get mad.
Our fans are mad that we're reviewing these still.
Well,
Or
now
me
we're
or
on,
Annie will be mad.
They're on my side that I'm.
well, now we have a whole 30 minutes of talking about the film you've never seen and can't interject on. So you can just sit there and be quiet.
There's no way that we should be able to talk about this awful movie for 30 minutes. Why don't we talk about the halfway decent?
But you don't know if it was awful because you didn't watch it. It was awful.
Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It wasn't as bad as the last couple we saw, but it was pretty bad.
It was,
I had every
it's up there.
intention of watching the movie. It's not working out.
See, and I came out on a low note because Scotty has the set, but so he watched Access last night, and I watched Littlest Reich last night, and then I got the set from him this morning, and I had to watch Access today, and he watched Little Reich today, so I would have much rather gone out on a high note, but no, had to watch, and I didn't even quite. I actually fast forwarded through the last little bit because I was running out of time because I had literally watched it right before we started recording this.
Yeah, I had to make you watch the very end because it leads up to the next one, but the ending was just so bad that.
So,
anyways,
it does have a to be continued ending, and it might go into whatever one comes next, or does it not? I don't know. Does it match up with the next one?
Yeah, it does. The next one is Access Rise, Puppet Master X, Access Rising, and it goes straight into it with they're in Nazi Germany, I think, and then
so technically we're
puppets.
Skipping one.
Yeah, I guess so. No. Well, I guess so. It's Puppet Master Axis of Evil, then Puppet Master X, Axis Rising. And then there's Puppet Master Access Termination, which was filmed the same time that The Littlest Reich was filmed, but released a year earlier than Littlest Reich. But we don't need to cover those ones, right?
No.
I feel like we're incomplete.
Now we're incomplete
No,
because
I think we're done with Puppet Master after this. I think we're done.
see, Axis Rising. Let's see, it picks up. It's a direct sequel to Axis of Evil and introduces new puppets, Blitzkrieg, Bombshell, and Kamikaze, and Wirrmark, who fight alongside the Nazis. So
Like the Twista album?
exactly. So yeah, I don't know.
Did you listen to Twista Kamikaze in high school, Rob, with your arm
I
tattoo?
remember Kamikaze.
I do not even know who that is.
Twista?
You know who Twista
No,
is?
Twist. Is it?
It's a rapper.
I know who. I think I know who Twista is, but I've never heard of it referred as Twista Kamikaze.
Oh, no, that's the name of the album.
The album is called Kamikaze.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've heard of it, but I can't say that I'm a fan. I was more into Ludacris when I was in high
you
school.
I like Ludacris.
Of course, you're bumping around in your pickup truck.
Yes.
Slightly overweight, sleeveless shirt, arm tattoo, trucker hat,
Yes.
bumping, big pimpin', spending the G.
That's Jay-Z.
I know it's Jay-Z, but I'm just saying.
Big pimpin'.
I was definitely
Me and my ladies, whatever.
I was most definitely a Eminem fan.
I was an Eminem fan.
And Ludacris, but yes, bumping in my.
So you're
truck.
not all about this MGK dissing?
I don't understand any of it, man. People keep posting and talking about it. I don't get it. I don't like. I
don't know what's going on.
actually was like, oh crap, Eminem came out with a new album, and I listened to it, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
It's just as crap and as shit as all the other albums he's come out with, like in the last decade.
Yeah.
And I don't know who Machine Gun Kelly is.
Apparently Eminem just dissing young rappers, and MGK's coming back at him. Now it's a big old thing.
Well, Eminem has always diss rappers.
Eminem,
He's known for that.
Eminem looks pretty old. He looks pretty rough.
Yeah, he's like 43 probably, or something like that.
Yeah.
He's mid 40s for sure.
He's what we would call in the industry as a bitch.
Of course, he can still throw it down. He has like 15 records. Crazy.
I don't even know.
So
I mean, he just at this point, once you're famous like that, you just don't ever get unfamous. So he can do whatever he wants to do. It doesn't have to be good. You know, I mean, holy shit, Leonardo DiCaprio is probably still making movies.
oh, yeah, he's 43 or 44, something like that.
Doesn't he have something to do with, or maybe he doesn't. Does he have anything to do with that Charles Manson movie coming up? Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's Tarantino, right?
Yep, that he's leading it. Him and Brad Pitt are the leads in it. It's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah,
What's the one with Efron?
with Sharon Tate and stuff.
What's the one with
Story.
Efron, though, where he plays Ted Bundy? That's a whole different movie.
Yeah, that's a whole different movie.
That's supposed to come out at some point. Huh. All right. Anyways. Yeah, so we're... hold on. So they try to sneak this movie in like same time as Puppet Master the original, but it doesn't work because the puppets aren't at the Bodega Bay.
Yeah.
You know, it's confusing.
Well, in the new movie, they got rid of the Bodega Bay too. It's very strange.
Well, so in this one, the movie opens up on a kid freaking woodworking, crafting chairs in the basement of the Bodega Bay.
His name is Danny Coogan.
Yes. Danny Coogan. Well, that's his real name, right? Oh no, that's his name in the thing. Danny
name.
Coogan. So, and then he's like, I don't know he's an apprentice or something, and the guy's like, oh, Toulon's upstairs, you know, with his puppets. You should go see if you can work on his puppets instead of building chairs for a living. And so he goes up there, and they tie it in with. On his way up there is right when Toulon's getting up there and he kills himself and the Nazis are coming up there.
It's the original first scene.
Yeah, they used the footage.
Of the original 1989 movie.
They pulled a Phantasm 3. They used the footage. Or 3, right? Or is that 2?
I think it's...
Or is it 4?
Oh, God. I don't
3?
know.
I don't think it was 3. I think it was... No, maybe it was 3.
I think it was 3.
Yeah, it was 3.
Yeah.
I think Jedediah Morningside. Anyways... Yeah, pulls a phantasm, uses footage, not like the whole recap film.
Well, it just does like the very beginning of the original.
Uses footage from that, ties it in. So then he arrives right after as the Nazis are leaving.
And Andre Toulon shoots himself.
After Andre shoots himself, and that's where this movie picks up. And he takes the puppets with him home to Los Angeles.
Side note, Andre Toulon's hotel room is... They had tried to reconstruct it to the exact of the 1989 original room, and they did a decent job. But you could definitely see some flaws in there.
Yeah,
where he takes the wall off, the trim was just not right. I could totally tell. But anyways, so he takes. But how does he know the puppets are hidden in that crate?
He's Toulon's friend. He's his young fuckboy.
Yeah, he's his friend.
So he knows where all his secrets are.
Okay.
He gives him handy J's.
Yeah, I could see that.
UTTOTPH
Yeah, those are the ones.
So Danny Coogan gets the trunk out of the wall and takes it home to his mom's house because he's visiting his uncle for 3 weeks, and now he's back at mom's house, Mama Coogan, and his brother's there. His brother, he was okay.
His brother's weird.
Yeah.
There's not very good acting in this film.
Don Coogan. And it's during the war time again. So his brother's going off to war, but Danny can't go off to war because he has a bum leg, even though you can't really tell he has a bum leg because he doesn't limp at all in the movie.
He barely limps. In the beginning.
Yeah, when he's outside on like the street, you can see him limping, but when he's like pacing around in his room,
he's all sad because he's not allowed to go to war. His brother's going, and he wants to fight Nazis too.
Yep.
So so they really ignore the first one and all the rest of them this is just its own thing.
Yeah. And I can tie this into the last two quick summaries for you guys, so we don't have to cover the last two. I'll just tell you.
Oh, wait. What are you talking about? After these?
After these. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Quickly after we finish this.
Okay. After we finish. Yeah, wait till then.
We'll wait till the end. Yeah.
So anyways, the puppets are now at his house. I didn't pay close attention to this film. He's got a girlfriend that works at
the plant. Power plant.
That creates bombs that the U.S. uses against Germany. And the two Nazis that were at Bodega, the two Nazis that were at Bodega Bay have like switched modes and are now conspiring with the Japanese in Chinatown Japanese are hiding in Chinatown because they look like all the Chinese people to the Americans.
Hiding exactly.
Right.
They're hiding in a opera house that looks like a church.
And so they're conspiring to I don't know how they switch modes from trying to get these puppets to conspiring to blow up this warehouse so that the U.S. cripples their war effort. Like this is the only bomb warehouse in the U.S.
And one of the Nazis works at the power plant undercover, supposedly, and
Gimpy's girlfriend works there too.
Coogan's girlfriend, Beth, works there. She's kind of like ditzy. I don't know. She's like
a valley girl.
Yeah. Hey.
No, she's
hey,
a total
sweetie.
Valley girl.
Hey, darling.
Oh, what? Oh, no.
I wrote Valley Girl down, too. That's so funny that you say that.
But this is like the 50s or 40s, so I don't know how Valley Girl.
Yeah. So, and by the way, the Nazi bad guy, the main bad guy in this, and Danny, I didn't tell you this, so he's in the reality show Vanderpump Rules. Rob, you probably know that show, right?
Yes. Oh, I know that show.
So,
I do not know that
Tom Sandoval, the Tom guy with the dark hair bartender, he works the bartender with Jax. I don't know. He is the bad.
Why do you guys know these stupid fucking shows?
This is in like Orange County, California, and
I'm embarrassed for this podcast.
But fuck, no. Hey, my wife Liz watches Vanderpump Rules, and it's this big rich family that owns this very busy bar.
But it's a made up show,
Los Angeles. It's a reality show about their lives around this bar.
So he really is a bartender.
He really is a bartender.
Oh,
he doesn't act anymore, not that I know of, unless I didn't check his IMDb, but I could probably. But anyways, I'm like that looks like that guy in that Vanderpump show that you watch because Liz was watching it, and she Googled it. I'm like, it is him. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know he was an actor because, like, in the Vanderpump show, he's like, yeah, I'm just a bartender. And he never says anything about his acting. That's probably because he wasn't that good. He was okay.
Well, I mean, there's worse things.
He was fucking horrible.
Yeah,
Are
he
you
was
kidding me?
bad. He was bad.
Him and the Japanese lady were the worst actors in this entire film.
You can't say Japanese. She's Oriental.
Oh, I thought Oriental was racist.
I don't know anymore.
Let's see what the last
You can't
thing.
say Oriental. You have to say slanted.
Oh, God. No, you cannot
Slanty?
say that.
I'm totally
You can't.
fucking with you.
They were saying Jap in this. I mean, this was
Wow,
made in
this is an old
2007.
movie. Oh, wow,
2010. 2010.
shit.
This is 2010. So they were saying Jap left and right in this.
I'm not a racist person. I just don't know the right terminology. Far Eastern woman.
He's still, he's still acting. Tom Sandoval. He's in Young Again, post production at 2019.
Okay.
After Puppet Master, he did Behind Your Eyes, Stephen Carlisle short film.
Well, so
anyways,
he starts flirting undercover with the dude's girlfriend. The dude recognizes him from when he was hustling out of the room after Toulon shot himself. Danny Coogan tries to tell the girlfriend that he's a Nazi, and he follows them home one night and finds out the plan about them trying to blow up the plant. No one believes him until he shows her that the puppets can really walk and talk, and shows her that he really is a Nazi, and then they all somehow end up down there captured, or she gets captured. They kill Coogan's family because they found out that he found out. And am I confusing anybody yet?
No.
And then it all goes down at the opera house.
Yeah, it goes down at the opera house, and he's trying to sneak around and take pictures.
In the end, why does he just randomly get into full Nazi gear? Was there an explanation for that?
Well, because, like, why not?
He's trying to show off for his beloved Fuhrer that he's going to do the duties of getting the secret serum that powers these puppets to make them, walk and talk and all this stuff. Well, they don't talk. And he's going to, kill the girl, but then he goes there and she's gone, and because the whole basis was he traps the girl. Danny's going to come find her, and then he's going to trap him and get the serum or get the whatever, the secret to make these puppets move, and then he's going to come home to Hitler and present it to him and be awarded.
Worst acting ever between
the
Nazi and the Japanese lady.
Oh, she was so bad. She was the worst.
And all their dialogue scenes were basically used to treat the audience like we're idiots, to just totally explain everything.
Yeah.
Like when they capture him and they put him on the stage with like a spotlight on him in the opera house.
Yeah.
She's like, I have put him out here so that he is out in the open, and we will see anyone who tries to come and get him. And he's like, I know you have. So let's keep an eye on him.
So he does not leave us.
It was the worst acting ever.
Yeah, and some of just the things that...
And the stupidest thing that they included was Coogan's brother, the brother that is going off to war. The first time we meet him, he sneaks up on Danny. He sneaks up on him. Danny's like,
scares him.
And he takes way too long to sneak up on him. He's like eating a sandwich. We haven't met him yet. And you see him behind him, sneak up on him, and it lasts for like 10 full seconds. And then he's like, ah. He's like, oh, brother. And then they like explain that outright to, oh, brother, you're always sneaking up on me. Yep, that's what I always do.
You're so good at it. You should be a spy. You're always sneaking up, like ninja style.
You're so sneaky. And then like when his mom's there or something, or the girlfriend, and he like comes in the room, he's like, hey guys. And they're like, oh, you snuck up on us. That's what I'm always doing. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he dies, and then he inserts his DNA into the ninja puppet, and now he's the ninja puppet
with the green serum.
And he's like, and right after he does that, he's like, now you can sneak around for real.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're a ninja. You have ninja-like reflection, reactions and reflexes. And so we do have the serum in
You
this.
see Charles Band sitting there writing this like, this is so fucking awesome.
Yeah, guys, his brothers.
Okay, so he's gonna be
alive now.
he's gonna be a ninja, and so we have to make him sneaky throughout the whole movie before he becomes a ninja.
Yeah, Charles Band did write this with August White. Yeah, so I could totally see that. But we do have the serum, the green serum, come back in this movie because we didn't see it in the last couple.
Reanimator serum.
The reanimator serum that's in the trunk that Danny took, and so yeah, I guess obviously he put it into his brother. The Nazis kill the mom and the brother, and then his brother turns into the ninja puppet, and they go get revenge on Tom Sandoval and the Japanese lady. By the way, we see Leech Woman back in this, which we haven't seen her in a while, and she like pukes the leech onto one of the Japanese bad guy's plate, and he's like eating sushi, and he's like looking at it like total bad acting. It's the worst I've ever seen, and he's like he knows it's coming, and like I bet you the director's like, no, you can't look like that, you can't stare like that, but it was so obvious. And Leech Woman pukes the leech onto his plate, and he eats it like a piece of sushi, and then it chokes. That was actually kind of cool. His throat like bursts with blood and stuff. Although I don't think that would happen if you swallowed a leech.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but yeah, that was.
I don't know. Ask Rob. He goes swimming in swamps.
Oh yeah, we don't have leeches down here in Florida.
What?
No leeches?
No leeches in Florida. We got ticks and spiders and alligators and water moccasins and rattlesnakes and all the fun stuff, but no leeches.
Water moccasins, are those things you wear on your feet? Water moccasins?
Those are poisonous snakes.
Oh,
we don't joke about the moccasins down here.
Uh-oh.
Do you have porcupines down there? Because I don't know where they reside. Because I never see them.
Well, I got photographic evidence that Colorado is absolutely infested with porcupines.
Dude, I sent Rob a picture. Did you see that picture?
Of a porcupine behind a fenced-in area?
Yeah, it was.
No, it was a porcupine, obviously in somebody's backyard.
Yes. Yeah,
that was trying to get out because
where was it
behind.
from?
No, it was at a wild animal sanctuary.
See, it was not out in the wild. Someone had to capture it.
No, but it was brought to
Wildlife sanctuary, sir. It is a wild animal.
Yeah. It is, and it was brought to them by someone living in Colorado that was just running around wild. Or I think it was like a pet or something. And
no, it was running amok. Obviously,
no, they imported it because they don't have them here.
No,
dude, Colorado
they are
infested with porcupines.
They are actually. I was reading them, and Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado have the biggest population of porcupines. So yeah,
guess you'll just have to come find out, Rob, because we didn't see any porcupines while we were filming up in the mountains.
They don't like
they're
the
hiding,
mountains, Danny.
They're hiding.
Oh, they don't like mountains?
Nuisance wildlife laws in Colorado says you may hunt porcupines.
Really? You looked that up?
Yeah.
Well,
squirrels, 13-lined ground squirrel, porcupines, crayfish,
crawfish.
Like a whole list. Well, they call them crayfish in Colorado because they're trying to sound fancy.
What? I never heard crayfish.
Do porcupines live in Colorado? Although threatened, porcupines will spin quickly, slapping its tail. It cannot throw its quills. It's popular. I never knew that. I didn't think it's right. Porcupines occur throughout Colorado in wooded and brushy habitats.
Are you going to go hunt for some?
It says are probably most common in woodlands of ponderosa or pinyon pine.
Yep, that's where we were at, Ponderosa.
Ponderosa
Pagosa
Ranch.
Springs, and then Ponderosa is right there. So it's like South Colorado.
Ponderosa is a type of tree. So.
Yeah, it's but there's a Ponderosa Ranch. That's what I was talking about.
Well, we need to find these trees to find the porcupines.
I guess so.
Southern Colorado.
Right.
I think there's a lot of porcupines. Anyways, so this was actually the first film since Puppet Master 3 to have a leech woman actually vomit a leech too. So I'm not really a fan of the vomiting of the leech. It just takes too long.
Charles Band just
you just watch her.
Ejaculates
You're like,
off of it, so he had to put it back in.
Yeah.
So what happens in the next two movies then? After this?
Well,
nobody cares.
Here, I will tell you. So, I'll do a very quick summary of both. So the next one, Puppet Master X, Axis Rising.
Oh wait, so we didn't mention that at the end of this one, they kill the Nazi guy, and they have like the Japanese lady cornered, but then she gets away, and then it's like to be continued.
Yeah, she's like, and they're like, Beth's like, oh no, she took the puppets. We still have Blade, Pinhead, and Ninja, so we still have them. We'll be okay.
Oh yeah, she takes a few puppets with her. I think if Scotty were dead and I put him into a puppet, I would just still keep calling him Scotty. I wouldn't call him like Ninja.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. And there was you guys probably, Rob didn't watch it. There was some neon signs out there, and like I was like actually watching like Chinatown and some neon signs. I don't know if they would have neon signs in the 1940s.
Maybe.
But David Dakota, the director, decided to allow the Chinatown in the film to have neon signs because it made the town look more lively during the night scenes. So yeah, but yeah, let's do a summary of the next two, so we don't have to cover them. I do feel like we're kind of skimping, but that's all right. We need to move on. We already did the Littlest Reich, so okay. So the Puppet Master X, Axis Rising. Danny and Beth must battle the Nazis after they use the puppets' life-giving serum to create a race of immortal soldiers, as well as some Nazi puppets. That's the next one.
Okay.
That's a synopsis. And then the last one, in Puppet Master Axis Termination 2017, which was filmed the same time as The Littlest Reich, the final chapter of the Axis saga, we find our heroic band of lethal puppets Blade, Pinhead, Tunneler, Jester, Six-Shooter, and Leechwoman joining forces with a secret team of allied operatives, also masters of psychic powers, as they face off together against a new bunch of evil Nazi adversaries and their collection of vicious Axis puppets in a showdown that will decide the future of the free world.
Where is this money coming from?
Obviously from his porn industry.
I guess so. Charles Band really makes that much money making these films.
Yeah, there's a big fan base, man.
Where? Because everyone we talk to hates Puppet Master. Is there any? You're more active than me, Rob. Is there anyone in the group that actually likes Puppet Master?
I have not found one.
Isn't like Robin Party or Shay Fox like? Do they? Haven't they?
Oh, I think like Shay Fox is kind of like been like it was a joke. I'm sorry. I think Robin Party legitimately liked maybe a couple of them, but no, this is bad.
Besides this next one,
is really bad.
So yeah, there's 12 Puppet Masters, including the Littlest Reich. So there must have been some money made there.
They keep making them. They're not done yet. There's basically 2 made this last year.
Yeah.
So will it ever end? Well, will anything really ever end? Because they're still making another Halloween. They'll probably still make another Friday the 13th. They'll probably still make another Nightmare.
Nothing will ever end. There's always going to be fans. There's always going to be reboots.
I want another Friday and another Nightmare.
Yeah.
So you know sick and tired of Halloween.
I didn't think Friday, the last 2009, was that bad. Was that the last one they did? Was that
Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I thought 2009 was good.
Did we cover that?
It had, yeah, we did.
Okay, yeah.
It had killer boobers. It was like the quintessential slasher. It had your good-looking teens. Mm-hmm. It had your boyfriend that instantly wants to cheat on his girlfriend right away. It was pretty there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I
thought 2009 was.
2009 was good. Yeah, it's gonna be coming up on 10 years soon, so they got to make another one.
Yeah. When was the Freddy remake? Was that or not? I guess it was a remake. Was that 2010?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I want to see a remake of Friday because you have Jamie Lee Curtis coming back for the new Halloween. I want to see Bacon come back for the.
He died though.
Yeah, he did die, but he could come back. Maybe he can't. God dang it.
No.
Yeah, it was 2010 for the Nightmare, which I didn't like as much, but I still really liked it.
Yeah, I don't really remember it that well, and we didn't cover it, did we, on our Elm Street series?
we didn't.
I don't think we did.
I'm just not. We stopped
with New Nightmare.
I like the guy who played Freddy a lot. I like the actor, but I'm not sure.
The guy that plays Freddy in the new movies is better than Robert Englund.
Yeah, I could argue that. Yeah,
I don't know, but Robert.
Robert's still alive.
It's just a different. It's a different take on it. I think that's probably why they didn't have him play it. Here we go, side tangent on the horror podcast. Here talking about Nightmare on Elm Street 2010, but I feel like if Robert Englund played it, then he has to keep doing his stickety sticks. Where that time around they wanted this like serious and a somber look at the man who was Freddy Krueger, and this is no joke. This is
the guy. I think the guy that did it did really well. But Robert Englund said he wanted Kevin Bacon to play Freddy.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm not a Freddy Krueger fan. I think he's too.
What?
Too many one-liners, and they got really old. Really fast.
What? They did do it different though for the 2010 with that guy, so there weren't really one-liners. And they did it different in New Nightmare as well, I thought, even though that was still Robert Englund. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, there might have been one or two one-liners in New Nightmare, but definitely...
not very many. It was serious. Yeah. It was more of a serious movie.
Yeah. And I remember they talked about that because, it was sort of genius how they did it. It's a movie about, like, the movie, And so I remember them, Wes Craven and Robert Englund, saying how they wanted to make Freddy... the real Freddy in real life, because all the previous Freddys, according to New Nightmare, were just like movies. They're all just movies. And so they wanted to make the real Freddy like this absolutely dark and terrifying an entity instead of the jokester.
Jackie Earl Haley, that's the guy who played Freddy in the newest one.
So no, I don't know if it will ever end. We'll probably still see more of those. We'll still see more of Puppet Master. Probably. We had Leatherface come out, which I still haven't watched yet. We'll probably still see more Texas Chainsaws.
Mm-hmm. I'm not watching Leatherface.
Stephen Dorff is in it, right?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's not a reboot. I will give it that, but I mean, I don't need like the teenage version of. I don't need the origin story of Leatherface. Just give me another movie.
Yeah,
like if they're gonna reboot a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie or whatever, why don't we do like Next Generation again?
Oh, yeah.
Like
bring back McConaughey.
Crazy. And like, cause like all the Texas Chainsaws besides the original one, they're all just stupid and crazy. They're not really, they're like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was just insane.
It's bad.
And it's I kind of like, honestly, my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the next generation.
Dude, I love Next Generation. I know people give it a lot of hate, and we're going to get a lot of hate for saying that.
Yeah,
I
love
Next
it too.
Generation.
I loved it too.
It's the best one.
Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey.
I love it. Fucking McConaughey and his digital leg.
Yeah,
you can't beat it.
His robotic leg, and then like the weird guy with like 4 nipples or something. It's so weird.
He reminds me of
that was like his breakout, like one of his biggest.
He sort of reminds me of the guy, the government dude in that sort of reminds me of the guy in the first Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah.
Temple.
Yes.
Temple of Doom. That's the first one, right?
Mm-hmm. No, the first one is Raiders of Lost Ark.
Raiders of Lost Ark. Sorry, idiot. Anyways, so we'll see what it ends up happening with Puppet Master.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Oh my God!
Sakes.
My ears are bleeding.
Oh, that means that
Blade put his knife in my ear.
Oh, just popped his sharp boner right into my eardrum.
Oh my goodness!
That means it's time for the horror
halftime.
And the winner is the guy that posted the meme with Linda Blair's boob.
Dude,
I saw some boobies there. There is no winner this week because we had no new contestants. Although we did have some contestants. You guys did an awesome job.
Yeah, there was some good ones.
I did like Linda Blair's boobies.
They're everywhere.
A lot of pictures of those everywhere. Yeah.
They're not bad either. They're really good for 80s boobs.
Well, if you Google like any like sub B-list, Linda Blair's not B-list. She's more A-list almost. But if you Google any like B-list, like kind of hotter actors from like the 80s, and you just Google their name and boobs, you'll find them.
Yeah,
you know who's
including Bill Thornberry.
Yeah, Bill Thornberry especially.
Xena Warrior Princess, man. I didn't know she was. She's been naked a lot.
Lucy Lawless,
really? She's got boobs pictures.
Oh, she's got boobers.
Okay. Everywhere. Well, no winner this week, but you guys did. Those who did participate all of you have won before, and you did awesome jobs. Keep it up.
Yes.
yeah, keep it going. We usually take this time to. Rob's on fire with the watch parties.
Yes. Yeah, I figured it out.
Okay, if you don't have time to watch Axis of Evil, but you're running 8 different watch parties.
Now, I will defend myself with that. Like, you can just turn them on, and as long as one or more person is in the watch party, like, I don't have to be there.
All right.
Like, you could actually launch multiple. Like I figured out at least 2. I can create one, and if people like it, they're in it, they're watching it. Then, I did it one time. People were requesting, or they weren't really liking one of the movies, so I just went and posted a whole other one. But no, I try to post one. I'm getting requests constantly to post one a day, so
yeah,
I'm gonna try to start doing it, and then do on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe everybody keeps requesting. It's I have a whole bunch of the really, really good big name classics, but I'm trying to save those for
Friday nights.
Yeah, like the original Halloween we did.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them are some of my favorites, like Brain Scan with Edward Furlong. Oh, such a good movie.
Brain Scan.
And then do y'all remember Brain Scan?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, Brain Scan's so good. Join the watch party, Danny.
Maybe so. I have joined 1 or 2 and not really been paying attention. I just check the comments every now and then.
I'm trying to get good movies out there. I think we did Night of the Living Dead already, which I'll probably have to do again for a big night. This week coming up, I haven't decided what I want to do yet because I'm still slowly getting these movies worked out on how to get them launched. But it'll be a big name. I mean, I don't know. I did Halloween. So maybe Evil Dead or something like that.
I'm going to have to be there for Evil Dead. And I'm going to be the annoying guy pushing out facts the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
So that's fine. We got
I could be the Shining guy. I'll be the Shining guy.
Oh, I can get the Shining. That's the other one. I need. I'm slowly getting as many as I can, but I'm getting a ton of I'm getting some good ones and then a whole bunch of filler, like Hellraiser Part 3. And
nice.
I did find Prankster Pinhead. I did have Hellraiser Bloodline.
I saw that. Well, keep plugging the show, and you guys joining the watch parties. I saw Ty doing it. The more you can plug the show in the comments, I think this is a good way to get more people listening. So, because you can't always see the description when you join it or what it is. So, if people don't always read the description, so throughout the comments, if the more people who plug the show, the better.
Yeah, get the word out there, guys. We really appreciate it.
We'll be in there plugging it too. Cool. Well,
as soon as I create a Facebook account.
Get your memes together. I did make it official on Freddie Torres' comment. I'm just vetoing and saying we're going to do Intruder next week.
Intruder?
Yeah. So
all right.
So get your memes in this week. Get your memes in next week from these 2 movies. We'll be doing Intruder at that time. So, and then we're going to just do some one-offs. Maybe Rosemary's Baby after that. There's a few more.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No, we're not doing that.
Well,
people want these Italian
If we do that, we
have
to cover the screams.
Yeah.
Like Fulci and all this other whatever.
We can get there.
I don't want any of that. I want real horror movies.
All right, that concludes.
Jennifer Love Hewitt in a spaghetti top running around.
I do too.
God,
actually.
I love that.
I want her in the crop top and spaghetti
so
straps.
hot. She's still hot too.
That's
older.
You know that's
She's
my
hot.
style. So don't even go there.
And the low cut jeans.
Come on, Danny.
Yeah.
It's mid to late 90s.
I know it's my style.
It's the best. It's the best.
No more high waisted nothing in that movie.
All right.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's in that movie.
Yeah.
All right. I have to end this. That concludes the horror halftime. Concludes it.
All right.
Okay, moving on.
Puppet Master, the Littlest Reich.
Finally, at least in my opinion, a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
Although still noticeably a low budget film.
Oh,
to me.
Yeah.
But, whoa.
2018.
Way better than any
This
of them.
year it was made.
The CGI in this movie stood out like grandma's cock. Okay.
There was you know what? Actually, I didn't notice a whole lot of CGI. I noticed a couple parts.
Fake bodies.
Yeah.
Every hole in the wall was CGI.
No.
It
Some of the blood was.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
The girl that killed it, that slit her that died in the bathtub.
Yeah.
That hole in the tile is CGI. The drills, like they like drop dust on the Jew guy's face.
Yeah.
And then the little drill holes, it's CGI. They couldn't afford.
Really? I didn't even notice it too much.
Okay, they couldn't afford to drill holes.
I was just
walls.
noticing
That's so
the practical blood effects that looked pretty good.
There were some really
they
good
were.
latex practical like disembowelments in throat and the beheadings, which just like infuriates me. Like why? Like and then like some of these puppets were just like, why is there like a Kermit the Frog in like a Jack in the Box?
Yeah,
and like when the Jack in the Box is bouncing and spitting the blood.
Where's he getting the blood from?
There's so many puppets in this movie,
and I'm sorry, like it worked for some of the deaths, but helicopter guy is just sort of hilarious.
Yeah.
He's
like, get this thing away from me.
Then there's like multiple puppets of the same one because I guess he had a mail order.
And he started making a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
you have
really
to say
strange.
it was the best one.
It was the most.
Yeah, but that's like saying you're the smartest kid with Down syndrome. I mean,
didn't you get that award in high school?
I didn't graduate.
I mean, it's might be the most. I mean, it's the newest. Obviously, it's done It had the most effects for sure.
I thought you were going to jump all over the grandma's cock thing, but
the grandma's cock thing. No,
you never heard that before. That sticks out like your grandmother's cock.
No, I've never heard that one. No.
Damn it, that was a good one. I've been holding on to that one.
Where's that
long.
From?
Oh, so it's just like a saying that
never
like
heard
lands.
That saying.
I've heard several land surveyors use it. It's like
what?
It's like it's like
that
property corner. It's like all that corners over there. That corners over there sticking out like grandma's cock. It's like what? It's like what? Your grandmother doesn't have a cock? Oh, come on! Everybody's grandmother's got a cock.
What?
I haven't heard of that one.
I have my friend's friend when like he's saying like like words of encouragement, like yeah, fucking get it, yeah, man up. He always says, yeah, get your cock out, yeah, get your cock out,
get your cock out, come on,
get your cock out, let's do this.
No,
those are very encouraging words.
Get your cock out. Let's make that a thing.
Yeah, they're very encouraging, and when someone says that to you, you really want to do your best.
Yeah. Get your cock out.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I guess so. I'm going to come out. I'm just going to come out and say it because I actually did watch this movie. Honestly, I like the gore. I hated the CGI. I hated the puppets, which I hate the puppets in general. Apparently,
Yeah.
Well, puppets just aren't good villains.
Now.
They're just not good villains.
They're just not.
But you have to admit
they sneak up on you a little bit.
You have to admit that they actually did a half decent job with them, though, as far as making them fast and like deadly in this one.
Yeah,
they were much
better.
more believable as killers in this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say it. Usually in a horror movie, the first 30 to 40 minutes is leading you up to the good stuff. In this movie, I would have much rather watched another 45 minutes of Thomas Lennon like cracking jokes and kind of being funny because honestly, like the the shit hits the fan in this movie. One, the soundtrack was terrible. Like there's no suspenseful music.
Yeah.
And then two, it's like all those people just died out in the parking lot. Okay, everybody come back in here and meet and let's talk. It's like
there was no panic.
What the hell are we doing here? But I thought Thomas Lennon was great in this movie, and he didn't have a lot to work with.
Yeah,
and he probably was the only real actor besides
him and his friend
Nelson Franklin.
Yeah,
that played Markowitz. I liked him a lot too.
The guy that played Toulon, Udo Kier or whatever.
Kier.
As soon as he started talking, I'm like, I know who this is.
Oh, I love Udo Kier.
I know who this is. I started Googling. He's credited for over 200 roles.
Oh, he's been the bad guy in so many movies.
I
remember him from Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that in this movie, you had your classic low budget thing going here, but at the same time, they're trying to make it legitimate. So I thought it was painfully obvious while watching it that you had your actors, then you had everyone else who was horrible at acting, and then you had your like good camera shots and angles, and then you had a lot of not amateur, but just like cheap camera work, you know. So, for instance, like Thomas Lennon and whoever you said, his friend, who's
Nelson Franklin,
who's on New Girl, and and then Udo Kier, even though he's only in it for a little bit. And actually, I thought, even though he's not really a known actor, I thought the bellboy sort of stood out as decent.
Howie was good.
Howie was good.
That was Alex Bay.
Terrible. The detective.
Yeah,
was so
but literally,
bad.
besides that, when you get into all of the other hotel guests, especially the two guys trying to jump the car and the stoner dudes, especially those guys and a few others, you can tell that they just went like lowest non-union day rate.
Oh yeah,
it was those guys.
But it's crazy. What Danny said, it was like there was like good and bad everywhere, because it was like, oh, okay, this film crew's good. We got some good shots and good angles and good audio.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we could only afford you for so long, guys.
Actually,
and then here comes the other ones, and you're like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, the filters are really weird. Like, some of it looks good, angles good, whatever, and then like that whole parking lot scene, you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah,
there just was not enough panic or confusion about what was going on. It was like puppets are alive killing people, and everyone immediately accepted that fact.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's...
Oh, yeah, there was no denial. There was no like, why is this happening? They're just like, okay, cool, in an orderly fashion.
Let's meet back in here.
Yeah, let's go back in here.
And we're going to meet back in here.
And then friggin' a Snuggle Bear. Oh, damn.
He wasn't bad. He was all right.
Yeah, he was pretty
good. He wasn't bad, but you could tell...
Cuddly
Bear. They wrote some lines for him that he just couldn't like deliver, you know, like the whole like grab onto my silk. It's like, you need somebody who's like, I don't know, a better actor. I can't name one.
You wanted like Ving Rhames to say that.
Ving Rhames.
Oh my God, Ving Rhames.
Or Terry Crews.
Or even like, Terry Crews would have been amazing in those.
But yeah, that part was kind of cool though, because the helicopter robot or puppet comes through, and just the hands are hanging from his coat.
I do like how they did keep some humor in it, and.
See, I don't. Yeah, were they going for humor in this, or were they trying to be serious?
I think they were going for both.
This was funny. You don't cast Thomas Lennon. Anything you want to be.
You don't give him a couple of the things that was another very, very obvious actor mismatch. You can tell when, like, for instance, Thomas Lennon, and he has like one or two scenes where it's just him and his dad, and
it's so funny,
and you can just tell right there that Thomas Lennon is like a great actor, and the dad is like not a great actor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it's also like the girl they teamed with him too, because she was just there because she had an amazing rack.
Yeah.
She was okay. She was an okay actress.
Right. She was okay.
I'm sorry, those boobs completely overshadowed whatever ability she had to act.
Well, they weren't.
But everything with Thomas Lennon in the dialogue in the beginning of this movie, all the way up to the puppets, like just randomly picking people off in the massive massacre, was really good. It was funny, and I actually was really, I was so enjoying it. And then here comes the puppets, and they ruin everything. They're
and
terrible things, and they're just awful in general.
I do think that, because I felt the same way when the shit started hitting the fan. I was like, oh God. But I think as it went on, the deaths got better and gorier, and it got better.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, I think as it went on.
The individual deaths were pretty good.
Yeah.
And they were pretty interesting. But yeah, like that whole big massacre thing.
Yeah.
It was
too anticlimactic. It was like it was like
no music or anything to make it feel like it was.
And it was people running around with basically toys flying around, like helicopter toys flying around, and little colorful gecko puppet running around.
And you could just tell they were running to their death. Like you could just tell it was like, okay, look, you run here, here's the X. Okay, you run here, you die here. Okay, you run to your car, you die here. And you could just tell because like there was like nobody else around them almost. Like there wasn't like mayhem in the background.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a whole crowd of people, and then they would isolate.
Yeah.
Then there's like one death, two deaths, CGI blood or some other, and then like some physical effects. And then, okay, all the people, like the casting call, okay, everybody that we didn't kill, everybody please come back for your attendance roll call at the ballroom again. Yeah. And they go back to the ballroom, and like the cop and everybody, they're just sitting there waiting for him. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, you're back. Cool. Okay, like now remember like what we said, you don't want to go outside ever again.
That's pretty much what happened. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happened.
And everyone and then they after that they tell everyone to go in the room, like lock yourself in the room.
That was a dumb thing too. That happened. I was like, who? What? I was like, why? What?
Yeah.
Everyone go, please pick your. I want to defend S. Craig Zoller here. Because he did write this.
I mean, it was still good. Yeah,
because he did write this, but he did not direct it. I doubt he was on set much. I'm thinking that he wrote this, and had he directed it, everything would go smoothly, and it would all make sense what they were doing. But I think the way the lines were delivered and it was shot, it just I don't know. It sounded dumb for them to go to the rooms at the time. Yeah,
directed by Sonny Laguna, Tommy Wickland. Although Charles Band did help produce it, he produced it. He was executive producer, so the Band brothers were there. I think Richard Band helped do some stuff too. He used his porn
money, and he obviously used one of his girls in it.
And they had the original music, kind of different, remixed a little bit.
It was not the original music.
Fabio Frizzi. Well, there was little hints of it in it.
What about the freaking major boobers in the movie?
Rob? Oh God, those are some.
Oh no, those are some implants.
Oh, for sure. She had to have been a porn star.
Oh yeah, that's Kennedy Summers. Yeah. Goldie
she has to be a porn star.
Let's see. She's born in Berlin, Germany. So she's a German international fashion model.
Fashion model, really? Okay.
Yeah. But so she definitely was. But yeah, those are some happy boobers. But then they got stabbed by Blade. Yeah. But there was like tons of blades in this movie, it seemed like.
Well, yeah, it's because that's the whole shtick, is that there were like 60, well, there ended up being 40 puppets there. There were a bunch of duplicates because they were actually manufacturing them for a while.
Yeah. Thomas Lennon confirmed during the production that there were multiple Blade puppets in the movie as opposed to just the one that has always been in the other ones.
Yeah, there were multiple pinheads too, and multiple helicopter, whatever the fuck it's called. And
that girl, the Asian girl, Charlene Yi, she's Charlene Yi or Charlene Yi. She's been in a bunch of stuff too. She didn't really stick out too much in this, but she was in like This Is 40, Cloverfield, Knocked Up.
I remember her in Knocked Up.
Yeah. So she's been in quite a bit of stuff.
I did think. What do I have here? Boobers, I mentioned. Why do I have Torch's dolls written? Oh. That was one of the fake-ass looking parts. When the first death that happens, basically, is when Torch burns.
Because someone has Torch and is going to sell Torch.
The plastic hair melting off the doll.
And it shows them holding Torch, and then it shows behind them, and they're obviously dolls.
Like wax dolls.
That are being burned.
Yeah, that was
pretty bad.
That wasn't good.
Anyways, then we talk about the porn star. Oh, so then one of my favorite things was the guy when he gets up to piss and there's like his skid marks are in the toilet.
Oh, it's so good
already, and his death was so good.
God, yeah,
his head gets chopped off. And he's pissing on
poopy water.
Head. Yeah,
and then you see his penis still peeing as his head's chopped off, falling into the toilet.
S. Craig just wrote that in high detail.
Yeah. He wrote some great gory parts in this. Well, just like the movie cover says, there's a bunch of like bloody disgusting, says so much glorious slaughter, and then British movie death, the craziest goddamn movie of 2018. So I mean, there's some good effects, obviously. Craig Zoller put them in there.
I wrote this: pulls body out. Baby out. Pulls baby out.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was
really weird.
That was fucking crazy.
That was weird. Yeah. The old, it's like a old, gremlin old man puppet going up the lady's vagina.
Yeah, and then pulling her baby out of her womb.
She's pregnant.
Busting through her stomach. That was pretty crazy. I'll give him that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I did think it was pretty brutal when the Asian girl misses the dumpster.
Oh, God.
Even though I don't know how you could miss the dumpster.
Narissa missed it.
I don't know how you could miss it from up there.
The Achilles heel got me, though, when Blade cuts the guy's Achilles heel.
Yeah.
And, that was rough.
That was good.
So, yeah, overall, some really good deaths in this one. And I thought Toulon at the end was pretty cool, too.
Yeah.
I thought the way he looked was pretty cool. But I think it was dumb how he didn't just keep beating him with a pipe and he shoots his fucking girlfriend in the head.
Yeah, he shoots Ashley, and then leaves Tom Lennon there to live. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I don't understand it
No,
either.
that irritated me very much so.
It leaves it open for a sequel.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he still could have left it open for the sequel, and his girlfriend would still be alive.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he kill both of them?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't understand.
So the movie does star Barbara Crampton, which is the female blonde cop, which is now a security guard that gives like the tour in the beginning.
Yeah.
So she starred in the original 1989 Puppet Master as the blonde.
Oh.
And remember, she kind of had the happy boobers, the blonde in that one.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, she was in the original. Now she's in this one too, and she's another one that if you Google her name, you'll see.
Boobers.
Yep. I didn't do it. I bet you if you do it that you'll see boobers. No, but all the other movies, Toulon is against Nazi Germany and all that. The producers have said in this movie, they had it take place in a parallel universe, and this is why Andre Toulon is an evil Nazi this time rather than the original movies where he was against the Third Reich.
This is totally different.
I like the evilness.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of friendly evil puppets.
So
or
am
whatever.
I. So am I. This is how it should have been the entire time.
Yeah, so he's different, and which is kind of more.
Can you imagine if they made a Chucky where Chucky teamed up with somebody for good?
Yeah.
No, it's just stupid.
That'd be dumb. So no, they needed to be evil the whole time. I will say it was unnecessary for his girlfriend to die, but I ultimately liked the very ending where it's just funny. He's just there signing comic books. It's just like to be continued.
Yeah. I love how it is. It's Craig as Craig Zoller type, like the big letters, Puppet Master.
I do like the big letters.
This and that. And
how it started and ended there.
Yeah, the big Puppet Master. And then kind of like the intro of the comic book feel where it's all like cartoon characters in the credits. And then the very end where he's written the comic book of the whole story that happened to him. And it's him consoling his dead Ashley that just died.
Yeah,
Which did you see on the side of the truck? It said Bodega Bay Inn.
Oh,
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, on the side of the truck he was driving. Yep, it sure did.
So yeah, what I've learned throughout this whole ordeal is just watch Littlest Reich.
It is really good. It was good.
Don't watch any of the other ones.
The original one was okay.
Not really.
And Toulon's Revenge was decent. But other than that, the first one, Toulon's Revenge, which was the third one.
Basically, what you could do if you want like the whole history, you want to just know about it, just watch the retro Puppet Master and then just watch Littlest Reich. That's all you need.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then you could watch the Legacy, which compiles all of the movies together.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Oh, well,
don't watch the retro. Watch
yeah,
Legacy.
Retro is the very big.
Yeah, watch Legacy and
Legacy.
watch Littlest Reich. That's what I meant to say.
Puppet Master, the Legacy. Yep.
So,
I have a few facts if you guys want me to.
Sure.
Just a couple for the Littlest Reich. The crew rescued an abandoned tabby cat during filming of this movie under the floorboards of the movie sets, and they named the kitten Toulon after the main character of the movie. Most of the Nazi relics in this movie are actual authentic items from World War II. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh.
I already said this was filmed back to back with Access Termination, which I don't really. That's probably going to be a bad movie.
For sure.
So that TV show Face Off, with all the effects people. This is the third Puppet Master movie in a row that had an artist from Face Off, the Face Off show. And I believe that was Gage Munster. So, and I can name the other ones, but they were on the other ones, but we don't need to do that. Oh, look, it does say right here, the sign on the side of the truck, the Edgar Drive says Bodega Bay.
Uh-huh.
See, I saw it in there.
All right.
This is the only one that does not, though we don't see the Jester. We do not see Jester in this movie. There's a tribute to Six Shooter. We don't really see him either, but there's a tribute to him, a puppet that has multiple arms.
This is the greatest and best song in the world.
Yeah.
A tribute.
A tribute. And the happy amphibian puppet, which I think that was the Kermit the Frog, is the Jester's replacement. And that's why he wears a clown costume.
I mean, at least he did something. Jester doesn't ever do anything.
Yeah, Jester
still
doesn't
was
do anything.
a terrible puppet.
Yeah, and you don't really see Leech Woman in this.
Good.
Blade.
I mean,
Tunneler,
this was the best out of all of them. I mean, but it was just damn, like you said, just horrible low budget moments. And
there was
very, very, very obvious, and they were doing so good with the dialogue and like the chemistry between Thomas Lennon and everybody else, and then it was just like the puppet show, and it's like, damn, these puppets.
Yeah, and then
maybe I'm just not a puppet guy. Puppets are fucking awful, dude. Like
I hate puppets.
I used to think like Chucky is so much better.
I still think Chucky's awful.
Chucky's bigger though. He's like a little kid.
He's still awful.
No, I mean he's definitely not great, but I'm saying like the whole teeny dolls and because this one they actually did have some kills, but like I actually liked this one because Thomas Lennon was like grabbing them and snapping the heads off and busting them all to pieces. It's like, well, they all could have done that, and maybe like I said, the best deaths in this movie. There's a couple really good ones. The beheading was really good in the toilet, but honestly, my favorite death out of all of them was the girl that jumps out of the window and hit the side of the trash.
Yeah, that was so fucking funny.
It was so painful.
It was very painful.
It just had like that bong. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Because it's something that like you don't really. It was a non-puppet death.
Yeah.
And it's something that you could really happen to you if you fucking aim wrong and miss it. And
so good.
Kill yourself.
And Thomas Lennon was so awesome. I mean,
he was.
I think all of it was so
I like
good.
Nelson
He's
Franklin
really
a lot
funny.
too. And
That was just the main thing for me. There was just such a drop off between certain actors. You obviously had these handful of great actors, and then you obviously had these handful of just shitty actors working together.
No, yeah, exactly.
So
I liked Pinhead when the snooty blonde gets in her car with the glasses on, and Pinhead just squeezes her head, and
that was
blood
good.
pops out. And then he rips the cop's arm off. Pinhead rips the cop's arm off. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool. I would watch this one again. Yeah. There's some cool stuff.
I mean, I just thought the beginning was so. It was like the beginning was so good and so promising.
Yeah.
And Thomas Lennon and his dad actually were hilarious with each other. Like, I know you meant that to be nice, and all that stuff. And he's being Thomas Lennon. He's being sarcastic, and it's so funny. And then like him and the store owner were so good, and him and the girl actually had really good chemistry, and they played out. I fucking hate this movie for killing her. Like, there's no reason why she should have died.
I don't get it.
Absolutely none.
Well, it's because she had short hair.
But especially the way that she died. Like, you fight the guy, you hit him in the head, he retreats, he goes and this giant monster grabs a pistol and blows her brains out and then just walks off into the woods.
He could have just squeezed her neck until she died. He was huge.
Maybe he didn't have superhuman strength. He just
and it's still an amazing cliffhanger. Hit him, like beat him, the creature gets away, she's hurt, you stay with her. The creature's on the loose.
Yeah.
It still inspires you to write the comic and all this stuff, but this whole like I don't know. It just to me it's nothing. I mean, I like S. Craig Zahler movies so far, except this one is for an S. Craig Zahler movie, this is hot garbage because the ending in all S. Craig Zahler movies are amazing. Like Brawl in Cell Block 99 was amazing or whatever.
Tomahawk.
Tomahawk was amazing. And this one was just like, what if he goes and gets a gun and then kills her, right?
Well, we can't credit
but doesn't kill Thomas Lennon.
It was I don't care if she dies, she dies, but it's just how it happened. Like I was really hoping like the gunshot was like, like the cops shooting at him, and they lived.
Yeah.
But like
it wasn't really his movie, so we can't blame
it's her brain. So the producer and the director could have had some say in how the ending was. Maybe it was written differently.
Or someone could have called S. Craig and be like, we'll pay you to write this. And he's like, yeah, I'll have it to you by Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, look.
Give him a week to write it.
Oh, yeah, we shot that already.
And S. Craig's always, Puppet Master? Are you kidding me? All right. I fucking hate those movies.
I wonder if the people that were in this were Puppet Master fans, because I can't imagine that Thomas Lennon like really needed the money to do this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe sounded fun.
You probably just like, horror, bloody horror movie.
Sounds fun. If you told me S. Craig Zoller was attached to a Puppet Master movie, I'd probably be in it.
And if he like wrote, and if I saw the script and like kind of skimmed through it, and you know it had this script, yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah. So.
And if Thomas Lennon was in it, I'd be like, okay, I'm good.
Well,
I'll do it.
I think it was really good, and I
still liked it a lot.
I really had an amazing. Like I said, the beginning of the movie was really, really good, and honestly, rewatching the movie is worth just kind of like watching Thomas Lennon in the beginning. And,
I'd watch it again for sure.
Some of the kills were really good, but that whole like run amok, it just the flow was so bad. It just I don't know. It's hard to kind of get over it.
There were some definite flow issues, and to me, I perceived a lot of that could have been fixed with better acting, like coming back into things. Well, like you said, the detective, when it came back, they should have been in a panicky mode, not like, told you, now that you're back.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see all those people that died out there? Oh my God.
Yeah.
There should have been a little more panic. I mean, if it was real life,
anyways,
there'd be a lot of panic.
Well, I think we covered Puppet Master. I know we didn't. Apparently we skipped 2, but fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Yep, that's all right.
We're done.
We're done. We gave the summary.
We're good to go.
We're moving on. It was a fun puppety time, Littlest Reich really made up for it.
Don't watch them all. Just watch Littlest Reich and maybe Legacy if you want the backstory.
Yes.
All right. What did you watch?
What did you watch? Me and Danny both watched Hereditary this week.
What did you think?
It was.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Ultimately, I liked it, but it was a little bit hard to follow. Because I had not read.
I told you it would be. You got to do some Googling afterwards.
I did do some Googling afterwards. Scotty did some Googling before.
I did a little Googling before.
So I think that helped him. Because, throughout the whole thing, I'm like, what? Wait, what? What? It just was hard to follow. And then I just from what I heard about it, see, that's what happens is you let your expectations.
I was expecting like a terror fest, and it really was a really weird, slow burn kind of.
Well, it was
so I
psychological.
Heard, I had heard slow burn, very slow, very psychological, very dreadful, very. So I was expecting that.
It was.
I was not. I was expecting that. I was not expecting a terror fest. But then a couple of the reviews that I did read that are like, some people won't like it because it is a slow burn. It's a terror fest, but it's this uneasy, just overhanging dread that sticks with you the entire film and has you not sleeping at night. And so, although there was some dread and some overhanging creepiness, I thought it would be times 5. I thought. I didn't have problems sleeping that night. I thought there would be a way bigger creep factor to it. That's all.
I agree with
what I gathered from the reviews was that not so much the visuals is what's going to scare you, but like the thought of this happening is what's going to scare you. Just the thought
of it, yeah.
But it didn't really. I was like, oh well, that's
it being like a family thing. And
I was like, that's not really that scary
thing too that can happen to anyone.
But no, I thought that the last 15 minutes were fucking killer.
The last 15, 20 minutes were definitely really good.
Awesome.
Yeah. The buildup was, and the slow burn didn't really get me too much. there was still, even throughout the slow burn. Because it was entertaining.
It was moving,
still some
the story was still
things.
moving forward the whole time, so it was entertaining. It wasn't like a sleeper where you're like, oh, God, hurry up.
Toni Collette was awesome. Although I think at the very end, she was a little over dramatic, a little bit for me. But I thought she was.
I didn't really notice
good.
But I know what you mean.
Just when she kept telling him to throw the journal into the fire.
I think it was good. I think it was.
I thought it was very well acted.
The acting was awesome.
Gabriel Byrne, he's in another Possession movie, isn't he?
I think he's in the Possession, isn't he?
No, I think Gabriel Byrne. He was in Stigmata.
Stigmata, yeah, I think he's in Stigmata. Yeah.
But it was a really good movie. It was shot really well.
I still loved it.
Really, really good.
Yep.
I need to watch it again.
Alex Wolff played the son. He was good.
Oh God, that last 20 minutes where she's like, the neck thing, and
what the neck?
Oh,
thing? Where she's banging her head on the door.
No, well,
when
she's sawing her
with the
neck off.
with the fucking with the piano wire.
That was
a piano
cool.
cord.
That was cool.
And the sound.
Oh god!
It was like, my god!
She's like hovering above him and
in the corner of the room the couple times. So
that was cool.
Those two parts were creepy, where she's hovering in the background, and then
you see it. You just see a blur back there, but you know it's her.
Yeah. And then I did think that her banging her head on the door was pretty. Was one of the creepiest
on the attic door. Oh my god, that freaked me out when he runs up to the attic because she's chasing. I
guess if you haven't seen it, here you go.
Yeah, well, most people should have seen it now.
But I mean, it doesn't really ruin. I mean, this movie you have to watch from beginning to end.
It doesn't.
You do, and you're still not going to know what the fuck happened.
No, and there's so many other things, and like I said, watch it and then Google it, and then I need to watch it again because I did Google, and it made more sense.
Yeah,
it was one of those movies where I left the theater and I was like, I don't know, like, oh man, I don't know, and then. Like maybe this was on the ride home after about like 30 minutes it takes to get home, I was like, you know what? I really kind of like this movie. Like,
I sort of felt that way too. It was like the next morning.
It kind of settled on me. I was like, there was some really good stuff in this movie. Toni Collette was really good, but on the ride home, I'm like, fucking, King Payman. I'm like, so, and then I thought, well,
the Payman.
Then you think back and you're like, okay, well, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. That was really good. Okay, I get what they did there, and it actually did kind of like
it sinks in.
It just seems like they tried to fit a little bit too much storyline into it. You know what I mean? Like
they crammed a lot in.
They crammed a lot in, and especially they crammed a lot in at the very last 20 minutes because. I don't know if other people noticed this, but I notice a lot when they're having to say things to explain it because they couldn't show it. You know what I mean? And I think that happened like twice at the end. When at the very, very end, when whoever's voice is talking to
Joan that plays,
and she's
Ann Dowd that plays Joan,
and it's not as bad as a lot of movies. It's no fucking Hellraiser, Hell World or whatever, where literally Lance has to explain for 20 minutes what the movie was about. Yeah. It's not that bad. But they still had like a 2-minute speech of her having to like tell the main character what the hell just happened so that the audience knows what the hell just happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they left enough to where it was kind of like it wasn't too bad. And then I thought it was good. I mean, every horror movie now is like The Nun and all this crap. The Nun's going to be garbage. And that's okay because it's going to be
all right. I want to see.
I still want to see it.
The Nun's going to be jump scare after jump scare, and there's going to be some cool shadow work. This is one of those movies like what's that? Like Mother. Everybody thought, oh, Mother, and all the there's no underlying crap with Mother. Everybody gets it. It's right there in the open. It's like some intellectual horror. This actually kind of was. And it was really fun, and it was interesting.
Yeah,
and you could probably spend hours upon hours researching this movie.
Yeah,
and enjoy it. But I need to watch it again. I do need to watch it again.
It was good.
God, if I had a sister like Charlie, that she was so good. She just looks so freaky.
I do think it was a weird casting choice on the brother as far as looks go because he's way darker and more foreign than either of his parents.
Gabriel Byrne's a little more darker complexion.
Not really. He just has dark hair.
Yeah.
Look, she obviously cheated on Gabriel.
Apparently,
Byrne.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she did. She didn't want him, remember? No.
Anyways, all right.
Millie Shapiro is the girl that played
I think
Charlie.
that's the only one I watched. I watched Black Panther, but that's not a horror movie.
Yeah, that's the only one I watched.
But Michael B. Jordan is ripped as fuck.
Michael B. Jordan's a hack.
Michael B.
Anyways.
I'm more of a Donald Glover fan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Did you watch anything else, Rob?
Holy shit! With some of these watch parties,
well,
I watched a little bit of a lot of it.
Yeah, I did. I caught like 40 minutes of the Ruddening.
The Rudden. Oh,
Halloween. Whatever that is, 6 or 5. What is it?
That's part 6.
6. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say it here because Freddie Torres is out here talking all this madness about the Halloween sequels, and they're not really madness. I mean, they suck. They suck so bad. But that's because Michael Myers sucks. Because Halloween Part 3 is the only good Halloween. But Halloween Part 6 is so bad that it's actually good. It is. Halloween Part 6 is so bad
I think Rudd does all right. I think he does okay.
Well,
Rudd was a pleasant surprise in that.
Yeah.
And I've actually watched it twice. Like, kind of like, I watched half of it then again. But, like, nobody, like, seems to care or pick up on the fact that, like, everybody within a 100-mile radius is listening to that awful radio DJ. And, like, when the girl's in the train station, she doesn't call the cops. She calls the radio DJ to say that she's being chased by Michael Myers. Mm-hmm. And not only is every idiot in Haddonfield listening to, like, Barry Sims, and I believe it was call us at 1-800-555-YOU-SUCK or something like that.
Yeah.
But Dr. Loomis, who is a terrible doctor, but Dr. Loomis is listening to Barry Sims as well. It's just so awful. It's just so, it's like, oh, Barry. Oh, I hope he invites on an Asian guest so we can hear the Long Duck Dong track. It's like, God, why is Dr. Loomis listening to this Howard Stern wannabe?
It was more like, oh,
Colostomy boy.
Harry.
Pouch boy.
Pouch boy.
Pouch boy. Colostomy boy.
And then, like, the other best part is Dr. Loomis doesn't have any scars. He doesn't have any scars in this movie.
Gone. Like, can't even talk.
Yeah, Donald Pleasance is like, no, I'm not wearing any more makeup or prosthetics. I'm too old. So they're like, oh, well, you look good. And he's like, yes, plastic surgery. It's like they don't care anymore.
Yeah.
They don't care at all. And that's what makes that movie actually better than like 4 and 5 and it is so much better than like 7 and 8. But like that one literally is where like the franchise hit its low. That's like the Jason Goes to Hell of that's like Freddy is Dead, Jason Goes to Hell, Halloween Part 6, Exorcist Part 2. There's like that is the lowest of the load where they're like, look, we need another one of these. Can we all agree?
Yes. You're obviously going to disagree with me and hate me for saying it, but you said you hate Michael Myers, and I don't think he's anything special either. I think that he's special. I think it's more. I like more what Rob Zombie did with him than just how he's normally, because
just making him look big and burly.
Because at least he's a fearful force to be reckoned with, more like Jason. Rob Zombie should have just done Friday the 13th, because that's basically who he created with Michael Myers. Was because that's
the only problem. I don't think Rob Zombie could ever do Friday the 13th because Rob Zombie loves the sound of its own white trash dialogue, and Jason doesn't talk, and none of the characters really talk except for like, oh, Stacy, let's go get stoned and experiment with each other's bodies. But I mean, I agree with you that I think Rob Zombie's Michael Myers is better than every Michael Myers after Part 2.
Yeah.
Because Michael Myers shouldn't be supernatural. If Michael Myers is just a lunatic, silent monster, megaforce, the shape killer, that's fine. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't need any more than that. But yeah, I agree with you. Like 4, 5, 6, and on. This whole like Thorn and super, it's all crap.
Thorn.
It's all crap. It's all garbage.
It's just a ring of pedophiles.
And the worst part is Halloween thought that they were going to be smart and explain it. Nobody explains Jason.
No, he's just there.
Yeah, no. Is he a zombie? Don't know. Is he this? Don't know. No, nobody cares. It's the same with like Freddy. They did some origin stuff, but Freddy's story never changed. They didn't like, oh God, we really got to come up with an excuse to why this pedophile is still out killing children.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I don't know about. I'm going to go see the new Halloween after it opens probably, but I really don't know how good it's going to be because if they're going for realism, it's like a 65-year-old Michael Myers, and unless he's walking around with acid reflux and lower back pain occasionally, it's just not going to be believable that a 65-year-old man is throwing. I mean, a 65-year-old man versus like a 20-year-old athlete, he's going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, well, and I don't think it's believable that you have 65-year-old Jamie Lee Curtis, some badass bitch with guns everywhere.
Like knows where Michael's at. Well, I guess it's her brother, but
no,
still.
I'm sorry. No, I gotta. Grams is not a badass bitch. I'm sorry.
And she's gray-haired.
I'll
old
still
looking.
see it, but I saw the preview where she's like, I hope, like, I just cringe.
Yeah.
I
for all these
so
years I've hoped he's escaped.
Yeah.
Well, why? So I could kill him.
And then when she says that, I'm like, oh, you stupid.
How are you going to kill him?
I just
cannot kill him.
I just cringe. Oh yeah, hold on, let me go fucking take my Geritol. It's like, yeah, you've been hoping. I just can't.
Here's what's going to happen.
My Lyrica.
I'm going on the record right now. Here's what's going to happen. Jamie Lee Curtis is going to die. Michael is going to live. Or they're both going to die together as brother and sister.
Ooh.
But that's it. That's all that can happen in this movie because thankfully they did erase Thorne and all that. And he's 65 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's older. He's her older brother. So she's like 65. He's like 70.
Yeah. Jamie Lee coming back as Laurie Strode.
I don't know. I mean, I like this is Blumhouse, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like Blumhouse, but see, people have to understand too, to a certain extent, Blumhouse's job is to make money, and they're very good at it. They probably make, on average, the best horror movies, like week in and week out. They're great movies. But the only reason to cast Jamie Lee Curtis is that's it. It's just to get people in there to go see it. But is 70-year-old Jamie Lee Curtis? I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go watch it, but I still think in the end, it's gonna be no different than what Rob Zombie did, except they're gonna go the other direction. Rob Zombie went very loud and new and everything else, and they're gonna try to bring it back and stick. It's like what they did with Halloween H2O. They're just putting Jamie Lee Curtis in it. That's it. That's the only difference.
Yep.
I see Nick Castle is playing.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's all old and shit. All right.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
Which is cool. Saying, I mean, that's cool. That's awesome. I get it. But it's like what Danny is saying. Nick Castle wasn't huge.
Yeah.
And assuming in the first movie.
You just need to have Dwayne Johnson play freaking Michael Myers.
They couldn't afford Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. that and Dwayne Johnson's too nice.
Yeah.
All right, I think we tangented for long enough.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, that wraps up Puppet Master.
Yes, that wraps it up. We are doing...
Join us next week for Intruder. Maybe we should get Danny Hicks back on for that. I don't know.
See but anyways,
Intruder. Oh, he's not busy. Well, he'd hop back on for us. He's a cool guy. Intruder next week. Follow us at Danny Bonin, at Scotty Bonin, at O'Neilio 4O's on.
That's right, O'Neilio
on Instagram. At CC Horror on Twitter, at Cult Classic Horror everywhere else. Patreon.com/Cult Classic Horror if you want to help us out, support what we're doing. I swear, we're still gonna get CC action podcast going there when we have some more time. Awesome. That wraps it up. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks,
Catch
guys.
you next week.
Later.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.